So we got a little impromptu SSL jam session going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Williams.
Yes, here I am.
All right, so what are we going to do today? What are you going to teach me? What are you going to bestow upon me?
Today I'm going to convince you that this was a good idea, actually.
Nice.
How about that?
All right.
Actually, I'm the guy that told you, you need to buy one, a couple days, it's all good to go. Plug it in, it all works, you're good, you're mixing it.
Yeah.
21 days.
We put ours in 5 days. That's what you told me.
Yep.
You lied to me.
We did, so anyway.
But we're here.
It's all good now.
And it is working.
It's all good now, so yeah.
So basically we got this one song up, and I wrote down the drums and the bass, and I've got guitars somewhat stemmed out. Do you call it split out or stemmed? What do you call it?
Split out.
Split out.
Yeah.
Stemmed out. Stem is more of a stem. Split out.
Yeah, stems from things are
Yeah.
together.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I just got a totally awesome lesson about the SSL here, and I couldn't really record it because I was trying too hard to kind of learn, but we're going to review it all, and I'm going to just have it all here. So Ryan was kind of teaching me the way the console is bussed, how to use the effects, how the mini faders work here. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I learned, and we'll see if so we pulled the kick drum up, and we put the PCM 80 into 1 and 2 up here.
Right?
What is this called again?
That's the routing matrix.
Routing matrix.
Your group outputs, your bus outputs.
And we set it for output, so that this now becomes the
send level
of the effect
to the groups.
To the groups.
To outputs 1 and 2 up here.
To outputs 1 and 2, and they will so that as I turn the fader down, the reverb would go down too.
So it's post fader.
But post fader, okay. So
yep.
These guys on Gearsless are gonna be like, dude, this guy doesn't know any terminology. Just bear with me, guys. I'm more of a
And
I'm
also,
learning.
It'll follow the compressor, the EQ,
right.
and everything.
And if I do input and output, then as I turn down the main fader, you're gonna still hear the reverbs full blown.
That's right. It doesn't follow the fader, but it will follow the EQ and the compressor.
So for mixing it, you usually are kind of in this mode.
If it's an effects in, yes.
Okay, awesome. Now, then we also learned how to use our stereo Q. Is it stereo? Is it Q aux or just aux?
Any of the aux ends.
Okay,
yeah.
aux in. We have a stereo, and then we have the 4 monos. We learned how to do that. Oh my god! All right, so that was our basic.
Channel
Two different
lesson, yeah.
two different ways to do effects. You can use your Q mixes, or you can use your routing matrix.
Your aux ends, and in that
Aux
case, if
ends.
you're sitting to an effect, you kind of call it an aux end. But on the SSL, this can also serve the function of being a Q mix, so you can have different headphone mixes.
That's not really what I'm gonna. Yeah, I gotcha. All right, now the other thing we worked on was we pulled up an Echo Boy in Pro Tools, and we outputted it 21 and 22 right here, and then we sent it A15.
Hardware send, yeah.
Right, a hardware send, and then we had that. Oh, did we move that off of? Remember, we were testing another channel, 8.
Can go here.
Yeah, okay, 8. So then we got. Let me check.
So we're going to use 15 here. There's 15. So this is normal. This group output is normal to input 15 of Pro Tools. And so we want this to be post fader, right? So we're going to push output. And now that's our send level to Echo Boy.
And then here's our output of the Echo. And then if I did input, as I turn this down, I would still hear the echo.
There you go.
Look at me.
You're an expert already.
I'm mixing. And then if I kill this, it's dead, and then
There's the effect return. So you're kind of setting it up the same way you would set up the mixer in the box.
Right. I got you.
Whatever. It's in real life.
Yeah. And then this here, this is for the Q sends, which we keep. This is our stereo Q send and our 4 monos, A, B, C, and D, or 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well.
And they have EQs, which he usually doesn't do, but every now and then if he wants a little bright reverberation going.
On the send.
On the send. Yeah. So there's the Q send.
And then you get stereo returns, 4 stereo returns. So basically, if you always want to have a reverb or whatever patched in, but you want to just set the level and that's it, then you can use these. But generally
you're going to bring them out
on faders. You
can
faders. Mute them or turn the level up and down and all that.
Okay. So. The other thing you showed me was really cool was how you use this side here for reference mixes when you like you have to recall a mix and you want to hear your original mix versus what you just pulled up. How do you do that?
Right. Basically, this is an external on the monitor. So whenever you push this button, whatever you have selected here is what comes out of your speakers. So when this is up, you're hearing just a stereo output of the console. When this is pressed down, you can listen to, say, your Q stereo output. If you're building a headphone mix for someone out in the studio, you can listen through your monitors what you're sending to them, and it doesn't. It's non-destructive. It doesn't affect what he's hearing in his ears, or whatever. It's not like, if you solo up something in Pro Tools and it just solos and everybody gets that soloed and that's it.
Right.
Here you can be listening to the different stuff than everybody else is listening to. So that's kind of what that's for. And this could be like your half-inch machine. This could be the output of your television set that you have in the control room. This could be your CD player. This could be your DAT machine. This could be an iPod input. So you just have a lot of other sources that you can listen to. It's much the same as you have on your Avocet. You have other inputs that you guys use.
Right, because normally analog 1 would be what we're
the big
working
knob
on.
has different stuff too, so it's all that that
Gotcha.
basic thing.
So we're going to go over. We also got patched in so that I can bounce my mixes in Pro Tools. I'm thinking about maybe trying some sessions at higher sample rates.
Give it a shot.
Because now that I have HD5 and I'm not going to be using as many plugins, maybe we'll try an 88.2 and see how cool it is.
And so this is a 6,000 console. I work on a 4,000, and
so this is 2,000 better.
2,000. Actually, it's
it took 2,000 hours longer to install.
I was going to say $2,000 more, but I'm probably a little shy on that.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
So the channel strip is exactly the same. This is where it differs on the main output matrix. The 4000 has what's called a quad bus. So you have a front bus left and right and a rear bus left and right. And then you have a little pan knob that can pan between the front and the rear bus. Generally for mixing, you're just mixing the stereo signal, so you leave everything just up front, left and right. This one has 3 different stereo buses, and it was a broadcast sort of thing, and that's sort of this master section. This does not exist on a 4000, this section right here. And so that was kind of like for music, dialogue, and effects.
Right.
So you would be able to send 3 different stems out if you're doing like broadcast TV kind of stuff. So for this console, it kind of gives you the ability to, if you wanted to, you could have, your drums and bass here, your guitars here, and your vocals there if you wanted to. But, not if you ever really do that.
Yeah.
You probably just have them all just coming out one stereo pair and going straight to Program Me, which is your...
those Brits.
Which is a fancy way of saying your stereo bus,
Yeah.
your left-right, so...
Music.
That's it, but everything else is the same. On the 8,000, the 4,000, and the 6,000, they're all kind of basically the same on the channels and the routing. It's just when you get to the main output section, you might have a few different bells and whistles, but that's it.
All right, so I'm going to write down, this is my little cheat sheet coming up here. So let's start with effect through routing matrix. Look at me, I'm using the word. That's the right word, right?
Sure. Yeah, the routing matrix.
Right. Should I take the blue pill before we start the routing matrix?
I know, right?
All right, so So how would I patch in? Let's just start with hardware. How would I patch in my? Well, I guess how do you?
First of all, we run an outboard effect or in the box effect.
Let's do one. Let's do one of each.
Okay.
So we'll do outboard first.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and do you want to use this effect off of an aux send or a group out from the routing matrix?
Say that again.
Do you want to feed the effect from an aux send, or do you want to feed it from the routing matrix up top? Like, what do you want the send to the effect to be?
Well,
In other words, let's just, you know, if we're patching in the PCM80,
okay.
do we want to use this knob to get to it, or do we want to use the small fader and one of these to get
Well,
to
you know what? Show me both.
Okay.
Well, because you got the routing matrix and then you got your aux sends.
That's right.
So what's the like? So to for outboard effects using the routing matrix.
Okay.
So I would come.
So pick a number that you want to use, 1 through 32, because you have 32 group outs.
30, okay, right.
So pick whichever
let's
one you
just
want to
use
use.
1 and 2.
Okay. So if you want to supply a feed both inputs to the PCM80, so you would come out of group outputs 1 and 2.
PCM80. All right, hold on 1 second. Come out.
So the yellow row in the patch bay is labeled group outputs.
All right, come out. Group outputs.
Uh huh.
All right, hold on.
1 and 2.
To what letter on the patch bay is that?
G.
G?
It's a G thing.
It's a G thing, baby.
Yeah, and it's the yellow one.
Yellow one.
Yeah, the group outputs. So these are, 1 through 32 is considered your groups.
Right. So you would come out, or you would go 1 and 2, out of that into the PCM80.
That's right.
Okay, 1 and 2. All right, let me actually get this. These guys must think I'm a retard. But I'm telling you, this is, oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, I got it. So come out group outputs 1 and 2, which is G, to the PCM80.
That's right, to the input of the PCM80.
To the input. Input, okay. Then we come out PCM80.
Into the channel line input.
To channel line input.
Of, whatever channel you want. Yeah, in this case we're coming in 23, 24. Channel line input is row D.
This is gonna, man, it's to tell you, a couple of weeks we'll be killing it. So now, we're coming out 1 and 2, which is G. We're going into the PCM80, out the PCM80, into 23 and 24, which is right here.
23, 24.
Okay. Now,
It's getting there from here. Post fader.
post fader. Right. So then you use. Can I write this down?
Oh yeah. So the small fader.
And then you use. I'm just going to put it in output just for now, because I know that
Small
you can go
faders,
both.
yeah. Output.
Is it it's called small faders?
Yeah. These are just called small faders.
I'm trying to get all the terminology. All right. So this is how to get outboard gear from the routing matrix. I come out group output 1 and 2, which is G, to the input of PCM80. I come out the PCM80 into the line input, which is D, of whatever fader I want to use, and then I use my small fader with output mode as my send level, and then my return level is my 21 and 22, 23, 24. Right,
Yeah,
gotcha.
big fader.
Now,
and probably generally, even if like a lot of these effects, even if they have a stereo input, you probably don't need to feed both sides. You can usually feed just the left side a mono signal if you're only
in mono, right,
in mono. If you literally have a stereo signal that you want to keep stereo going in effect, then use two. But aside from that, I would just use
just one.
Yeah, still there.
I gotcha.
And it comes back to this.
Okay. Now,
So,
to
do
use
the same thing from an aux in.
it's just you just come out a different.
Yeah, it's really just one little thing you do different with patch bay.
Okay, for aux, send, come out.
So on your patch bay.
Oh, that's just either the yellow ones on the far right. The far left. These guys here.
Echo sense.
Oh, echo sense. I know that. Okay, I know that. The first pink one is the stereo at the top, and then the four to the left are 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's right.
Okay. What row is that?
That would be in